Let's talk about the Cardi situation.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, I think she's fed up at this point. For the record, I don't really think she did that.
Oh, yeah. So let's say that because I don't think we said it on the record. So allegedly, Cardi, just men in general, when they do that to you, they expect forgiveness. They expect you to be understanding.
I know this whole delulu thing is a joke now, but it's a real thing though. We'll meet a guy, we'll really like him, and then we just create this fairy tale in our mind.
We'll make excuses. That's crazy. I can't even imagine bringing somebody home my daddy age.
But you would expect.
That shit was smooth though, you have to admit. Alrighty, here we are with another episode of the cast with a one-on-one with Kells and Em. So Emy, how you feeling today?
I'm stressed out. It's been a long week.
It's just us, no guys this time. So I think we can carry this together.
I'm excited.
I am too.
I feel like it's going to be a great episode.
We got this.
We do.
So, what would you like to talk about, Em?
That's you. You're the one who
do that. I do that to Jeff. I'm like, so Jeff, what do you want to talk about? So, Em, what would you like to talk about?
Let's talk about the Cardi situation.
Oh, here we go. All right. So, you want to give him a little rundown on Cardi? Because I think you know more than I do. I just know that she was going ham on social media. I know they're divorcing, and a lot was said, and feelings got hurt.
So, yeah, because Offset has been cheating on this girl since the beginning of time. And he was saying stuff to her about how he didn't want her, so she posted some text where he was saying crazy stuff and proving him wrong. And then all of a sudden she hops on live and she's talking or whatever, and he says, oh, why don't you say how you had sex while you was pregnant? So she tweets, ended. So that's the summary of what happened. And then he's over here, he can't breathe, his chest hurts. He's talking about he had sex with her sister who's a lesbian, and yeah, so forth.
Okay, before I give my opinion, let's toast. Toast to us. Cheers.
Cheers.
Okay, so I'm about sick of men like Offset.
Girl.
As much as I love Cardi, I'm sick of her too. And I'm going to tell you why. All right, first off, Offset has been cheating on the girl, like you said, from the beginning. Mm-hmm. Ever since the career, like the Migos hit their little plateau, and he's just been going down. Like, they just aren't at the star level they used to be. And so he has been riding the coattails of Cardi since the beginning. She took off. She's the bigger star. It is what it is.
Yeah, he's irrelevant.
And I feel like he's just messing with these girls just for his ego.
I was about to say the same thing, just to satisfy his ego.
Satisfy his ego. And so here you are. This girl is crying on social media every few months about what you doing and what we don't need to know.
She get me so freaking mad every time she does that.
She goes and she loses. She cries. Oh, I loved him. I did everything for him. And I'm like, girl. And then she'll have another baby.
It's embarrassing.
It's embarrassing. She'll have another baby. They'll get back together. Then he'll do it again. He's seen with another chick, whatever it is. She starts crying. Mm-hmm. They get back together, have another baby. We on the third child now, girl. He is not changing. He has no intention of changing. As long as you keep taking him back, he's going to do exactly what it is. So, yeah.
Because the more you forgive, the more they keep losing respect for you.
Exactly. Like, there's no reason for him to stop if he knows that all he has to do is give you some gifts and beg his way back, show up at your events and your shows randomly, begging you to take it. Oh, we got a family, we got kids.
He wasn't thinking about them kids when he was out here in these streets.
Was not thinking about them kids then, was not thinking about your family. And so, I think at this point, Cardi girl, just do your thing. You got the kids, you got nannies, you'll be fine.
Yeah, I think she's fed up at this point. For the record, I don't really think she did that.
Oh, yeah. So let's say that because I don't think we said it on the record. So allegedly, Cardi said that she had sex with somebody while she was pregnant with their child. And everybody was in an uproar. Men were calling her nasty for doing that. How could you? That's disgusting. You're the worst person ever having sex with him. Now, personally, I would not do that. I don't think she did that. If she did, that's her business. But I think she just said that to get Offset mad.
Same. I wouldn't do it if I was her. I mean, or not her, whatever. I wouldn't do it in that position. But at the same time, I don't think I can judge her if she did. But like you said, I don't think she did it. If you follow her and you see how she expresses herself in reference to her children and the way I don't think she did it. No. I think she said it to get the reaction that she's getting right now.
Correct.
And not from everybody, but from him. He can't breathe. He's acting like he's gonna die. He's acting like he's gonna die. And then his response, his great comeback was, I won. I made you my baby mama. Boy, go to hell. That's a great trophy.
Yeah, no. Sir, you did. And that's the only thing you could say because your feelings are hurt. You probably cried after you said that.
Because he said it a lot of times before, too. When people would ask him in interviews like, oh, well, you know, you've cheated. How would you react if, you know, the shoe was on the... And he would be like, well, it's not the same thing. I'll kill somebody. That's my wife. That's not just the girlfriend.
So let's take this away from Cardi, because you brought up a good point. Let's take it away from Cardi and Offset. Mm-hmm. Just men in general. Mm-hmm. When they do that to you, they expect forgiveness. They expect you to be understanding. They expect you to take them back. All of that good stuff. Mm-hmm. But the moment you do something that they feel that they can't handle, it's over. I can't believe her. I did this for her. I can't be with her no more.
Yeah, because they want to hold you at this standard up here.
That they don't hold themselves to.
They're probably down here and we're nothing. They want you to be up here. Again, go to hell.
Yeah, they will never hold themselves to the same standard that they hold you to. Never.
They can't deal with the same hurt. They can't, what they put women through, they can't deal with that.
They can't. They absolutely can't.
I'm telling you, they can't breathe.
Like, they're all with societal views when it pertains to women. They don't like that to put on them and how society views them as how men should be. No, they don't want to hear none of that. But as a woman, oh, you're supposed to do this, you're supposed to do that. We don't make the rules, we just follow them. Only when it pertains to keeping their woman in check.
Correct.
So that man pissed me off. Like,
listen, and what you said about her like crying and stuff, I get it. I'm not gonna lie. I've been that person. Yeah. Like, I've forgiven so many things in the past that I would never forgive now. But it's hard when you think you're in love, because she probably wasn't even truly in love. But when you think you're in love and you think you can change the guy, and that's usually our problem. We'll like somebody, right? And we like you today. We make up these delusional stories. I know this whole delulu thing is a joke now, but it's a real thing though. We'll meet a guy, we'll really like him, and then we just create this fairy tale in our mind.
We'll make excuses for them.
Everything.
We'll like, no, he don't really mean that. Oh, we really wasn't in a good place then.
Exactly.
I was kind of being mean. Yeah. And we will justify them being like that.
And we think we can change them.
Exactly.
Which we can't.
And so when it came to Cardi, she was talking about, she moving on now. Mm-hmm. So she's like, we ain't together. Don't bother me. Don't, whatever. I'm doing my own thing. And a lot of guys I saw online were saying, like, oh, how could she just move on? She was just in a marriage. First of all, that girl was checked out. Once you're done, you done.
And women check out mentally first before they do physically.
Correct. And so, like, you may think that the marriage just ended or the relationship just ended. But to her, she's plotting her escape after a certain period of time. You got one good time to mess with her to the point where something clicks and it's like, all right, I'm done. And so I think men tend to think that we're the emotional creatures all the time. And we can be. But I think men can be sometimes a little more emotional than we are. They just show different emotions. And that's what the thing. When we talk about emotions, they think crying or whatever.
Yep.
But emotions could be anger.
I was just about to say anger, punching walls, wanting to fight. All of that is emotions. And they just think, oh, no, it's just crying.
Yeah. No, emotional is being you sitting up there ranting and raving and having a temper tantrum because you don't like how the situation's going. You can't control it anymore. So, like, like, they always think, oh no, whenever y'all cheat or whatever, y'all move on and mess with a guy, you're all into him. That's not necessarily true.
At all.
That is not true. They seem to think that we can't turn it on and off. We just put on a better show than y'all do.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm married, so I'm talking past life. Like, I can turn you on and off, but I need to know what our situation is. And that's what I used to do. When I used to date a guy, I'm like, what are we? And I'm not asking because I'm not begging to be your girl. I'm not begging to be in a relationship, but I need to know where this is going. Do you see us being just buddies? We kicking it? We see each other when we see each other, or we don't? Or are we trying to build something?
So you would ask the question.
I would ask the question. And they would tell me what they thought I wanted to hear. Oh, well, I'm not looking for a relationship, but we take it.
Yeah.
Bet. But don't call me anytime thinking I'm going to just jump. Nah, I'm good. I'm busy.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Oh, you want to go? Maybe. I'll let you know. And their feelings would be hurt because it's like, oh, what do you mean? What are you doing? You with another dude? Blah, blah, blah. No, I just don't really want to be around you. If we're not doing what I think we were going to do, then why am I investing time into you?
See, I don't ask the question.
I like to know up front.
It's not that I don't like to know. I just don't ever know how to ask that question. Like, what are we doing?
I would be direct.
I don't know how to ask the question. But I go based off of, like, what the situation is. Like, I'm very vocal with my feelings. So if I like you, I'm going to tell you that I like you. I'm going to tell you, like, what I want to. If you reciprocate and you're like, oh, I do as well or whatever, cool. But if you leave me like in limbo, then I just turn it off in my head. And I will not catch feelings no matter what happens there. I'm not going to. I won't allow myself to unless, like I said, the other person is vocal.
Yeah, no.
And men think that we can't do that.
Yeah, they don't. They can't fathom that. Because I would literally ask, because if I know that I am, then I would make the decision, say, hey, this is how I'm feeling. And you told me that that's not what you want. So our current situation isn't going to work for me. We can't do what I want and what you want at the same time. Clearly, we're on different pages. So I'm gonna do me, and they'd be like, "Oh, that's cool," and then I would get a phone call. What you doing? I miss hanging out with you. You know what I mean? It's because I don't know if it was an ego thing for them. It was like, well, damn, she just let me go. Like, you know what I mean? Like, was I? So then they think it's a challenge. It wasn't a challenge. I'm being honest with you.
Exactly.
But I don't think they can respect the honesty from women. They say they can. They think we can't. But I don't think men can really take the honesty.
Because they put all of us in a mold.
They do. They all think we're all the same.
Yeah, like they're all emotional creatures.
We're not a monolith.
No, they just feel like we're all the same. We're all emotional. And we can be emotional. Yeah. We can be very emotional, especially if our feelings are involved. But as previously stated, we can detach feelings from the physicality of things.
Right. And it's so funny because I have a lot of guy friends or guys that I know, and they mess with a lot of girls younger than them because they don't know better. Yeah, and I see that them. They're like, they like the girl who be crazy and over them and stalking them and doing all this stuff. It's like, yo, she crazy, but you felt you could manipulate her, and then you mad because it didn't work in your favor.
Yeah.
But you won't date an older woman because she's going to expect more of you. And she's going to be more direct with you, and she's going to tell you how she feels, what she wants, and you can't live up to that. So instead of trying to change to be a better man, you decide, oh, let me mess with somebody who I can kind of play with and kind of figure out what I want. And that's why you don't have a successful relationship. Now you all upset because you lonely when your friends are getting married or doing whatever, but you want to play a young boy's game, and you an old man now.
Yeah, now you're over here pushing 40.
Pushing 40, talking about where the hoes at. Bro, go get a family. Go get a family. Go take care of somebody. Get a house. Do something.
And by that point, whoever was interested in you before probably doesn't even remember your name.
Yeah.
So now you're just old and lonely.
Old and lonely.
That's crazy.
It's sad. It's sad.
It is.
I think because men feel like they can have kids whenever, and we think about our age more so because we're like, well, I want kids by this age. I want this by that age. Like you and I had kids fairly young.
Yes.
So for us, it's like, all right, been there, done that with the kids. We've had our kids. Now we want to build something with our lives. We want to do something. And some men our age aren't even thinking like that. They're still trying to say, all right, now I'm going to start to be an adult.
Listen, I know.
And you're just like, bro,
That's crazy.
like you said, we're almost 40. And I mean, I don't want to make this the old lady pod because we're not really that old, but that's where we are in life. Like, I'm at the point now where I have my kids early. I had them in my early 20s, and I'm like, now I want to build my life. I want to do something. And I'm not dating, but I look at some of my friends who are trying to find a significant other, and that shit is hard. It is hard.
I'm telling you, girl.
They're like, and these are all walks of men, like educated, and I'm sure you would know, educated, the guy, the regular worker, whatever it is, all of them are just on some weird stuff. Like, I don't know what it is. I don't know. It's scary.
It is. It is so hard to, like, I won't date anybody. I'm being honest, no. I've had some terrible experiences. I was married before. And I know what I want out of life. And my marriage ended because of infidelity on his part.
Right.
And after that, I gave myself some time. I got into another relationship a few years later. That was terrible. And then after that, I've dated here and there, but I just can't do it. Men don't know what they want. Well, all right, the ones that I've ran into, they don't know what they want. Try to straddle you along, or they just, like you said earlier, they'll tell you what they think you want to hear, or they're just I don't know.
And I think because, like, I got married early, like my early to mid 20s, and like for me that was a shock anyway, because while my friends are still running the streets and having fun, here I am trying to be a wife and mother. That was crazy in itself. But I just feel like, I don't know, men get to a point where they always feel like I think we look at a relationship and settling down differently.
Yeah.
I think for us, we want somebody we can build a life with. We're looking for somebody to go through the process with, because I mean, once you get to the end result, it's like, that's the end.
Yeah.
But you want somebody to share that journey with. Like, let's go looking for the house together.
It's the companionship.
Yeah. It's somebody to go through those life processes with. And I think men feel like they have to have it all together.
But that's not all men, though.
Some men,
yeah. Like the ones that, let me choose my words. The ones that might be worth being in a relationship with, that's their mentality. Like, I got to have my life together.
There you go.
Before why?
Yeah.
What's the
I got to get this together. I got to do this first. I got to do that first. So you're going to let all this time pass.
Exactly.
And then you're going to want to wait until, I mean, you have a choice.
Yeah, you do. But it's like life is going to pass you by, and you're probably missing out on these great opportunities, and probably, women who were good women. Right. And you just pass them along because you wanted to build your kingdom. And then you're going to look back and you're going to be 40. You probably want kids. You ain't going to get none at that age, unless you marry somebody younger. Yeah. Who wants to do that. Yeah. At 40 something, you going to date somebody. I'm 36. I got an adult for a kid. And I'm not saying I wouldn't have one more. I probably would, but that's now. Baby, don't come over here when I'm 42 talking about you want to have a baby, because fuck no. Right. I don't.
Yeah. And I can't imagine like meeting somebody new in my 40s and be like, oh yeah, you want a kid? Ooh, no, baby. No.
My son says this all the time. He's like, bro, I'm an adult. Like,
I was sitting there thinking to myself, if I had another kid now, I'd have one going taking to college and the other one starting preschool. Yeah. Like, that is crazy to me, like, to think about that gap. But I don't know. It's weird. I just feel like there's such a discrepancy between what women want at our age and what men want. And it's like the men want more time. And the women are like, I ain't got that much time. You know what I mean? So what do? Do we date older men? Do men date younger women? Like, that's where we are? We can't find somebody our age?
I've older men before. It's not much of a difference, I promise you. I promise you it's not much of a difference. Yikes. I dated, I think the oldest person I dated, I'm going to say, I'm 36. He's got to be like 48, 49.
Really? I was about to ask you, what's the oldest you would date?
Right now?
Right now.
Man, my daddy about to be 57, so you got to be under 55. Because like, I'm not doing that.
That's crazy. I can't even imagine bringing somebody home my daddy age.
But you would expect
I couldn't
expect him to be more mature.
He would look at me crazy.
But
like
by that time they got their kingdom together.
When they
That they wanted so bad.
when they started comparing stuff they knew in their childhood, my dad'd be like, "All right,
That's
this is enough."
crazy. That's crazy. That's exactly why I can't date nobody who's like younger. There was this boy who he was trying to talk to me. Bro, you listen to the same music my son listens to. I can't do it.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
No. I would, if I had to, like, whatever, new life. I do no more than 10 years older than me.
No more than 10 years?
Yeah. 10 years I can do. Because you would have been like my big brother type of joint. Like, you know what I mean? Growing up. Like, so 10 years. Because I'd be like, yo, we know the same stuff. We're in that age. Like, I would have to date another millennial. Because you need to know the stuff I grew up on. Like, my time period was the best. So we got to be able to relate. We got to be able to talk about, you know, cultural things that we all know about.
Yeah, I agree.
I can't.
So that guy that I dated, I'm telling you, he's got to be like 40, 49 now. But we had good conversation, and it was, yeah, we just.
But I don't see nothing wrong with it. Like, when you hit a certain age, like when men talking about they dating a 21-year-old and you're like 37, 38.
Wild.
Like, sir, like, what do you have in common with them? Or even women who do that, because I don't want to just, you know, say, oh, only men do that, because there are women who do that. Just like, what was her name, Drea, dating the
girl,
the whatchamacallit,
yeah,
the basketball player,
little boy.
Yeah, the little boy. Like, your son is the same age.
You could have just went ahead and did that in private and not have that out in the open.
That's like you dated somebody same close to the age as Gordo. Like, that's weird.
Yeah, I'm not dating you if you're close to Gordo's age. That'll be weird.
That's very
and Gordo's
weird.
Gonna fight you. Gordo's gonna fight you if you're close to his age.
Yeah,
he was literally saying that.
Like,
today.
my son, if my son was in his 20s right now or whatever, and I dated somebody, my son would not respect you. I promise you, he would not.
How is he gonna respect you? Y'all the same age.
You're not gonna tell my son to go wash the dishes. He's gonna be
like, bro, you
go wash the dishes. Exactly. My son's not gonna respect you, and he's gonna look at me crazy. No, I'm not putting myself through that. I'd rather, if I had to date younger, it would be no more than 5 years younger than me.
I'm not dating younger than me, like 3 years maybe.
If you do, you have to be in your 30s still. Like, if I'm in my 30s, you gotta be in your 30s. No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Like, a 20-something-year-old is crazy.
No.
To date is crazy.
I can't.
No.
Yeah, I don't know. And these new people, I mean, I can say people our age are like that too. Everybody's weird because everything is social media.
Everybody is weird.
Everybody is weird. Like, you ever have like a Facebook or Instagram friend and like you'll see them in the street and they act like they don't know you,
Girl,
but then they will be on your phone like, hey, you know, I saw you.
This literally just happened to me on the weekend. I went to Comic-Con. And I was standing there and I get a message like, oh, are you at the Comic-Con in West Palm Beach dressed like Chun-Li? Clearly, you see that it's me, you weirdo. Oh, I just walked by. You're so... Sir, you should have seen me. I looked at my phone. I'm looking around like, what?
But they won't say a word to you.
Would not say anything.
It's
just
so weird.
That's happened to me at Walmart, too. Like, why do you see me at Walmart? And they'd be like, were you just at Walmart? Or were you just at Walmart with one of your daughters?
That's crazy. You
know what's the weirdest thing? I talk about Gordo a lot on here, and I post pictures with Gordo. I don't really do that with my daughters because they're younger.
Right.
And people are freaking weirdos, and I don't really do that.
And you know Gordo can handle himself in the street.
Gordo gonna fight somebody. Listen, don't mess with Gordo. He's too big. Anyway, my middle daughter, I think it was her birthday it was for her birthday last year, I think it was. And I had posted a picture with her, and it had her name. I was once at Walmart, and I'll never forget someone. Were you just at Walmart with Diana blocked? Because why do you remember my daughter's name?
That is crazy.
That was so weird. That was so
That is
weird.
Super weird.
Oh, I just saw you, and you were just like this, and oh no.
Don't acknowledge my kid. Don't mention my kid.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Very much so.
That's so wild. You got to be careful now. Social media, everybody sees you.
I barely ever post my daughters.
You want to hear something wild. It's not a crazy, like a bad story, but it's kind of wild how social media is. So my husband went to a football game with my sons, And a friend of mine who I used to work with, she's like, yo, were your sons at the game, the Dolphins game? I was like, how do you know? She said her friend was out there with her kids, and I saw her picture she posted, and your kids were in the background. And I'm just like, yo, that is crazy. And she sent me the screenshot. Sure enough, my big head boys was right in the background, right behind them sitting. And it's just like, yo, social media is wild.
It is.
You never know who's looking. You never know who's watching you. It's wild.
Yeah, I hate when people. Hey, Emy. Look, if you don't call me Emy.
If we're not on a first name basis,
I don't know you.
No. Like, I kind of went through a purge with my social media even. Like, if I don't follow you for a specific reason, like if it's like a cooking or motivational, whatever, or I don't know you personally, either from work or from school or anything, I don't want you following me.
Yeah.
It's getting too weird out here. You don't realize how people are watching you and stuff like that. Oh, do you work at such and such? I don't even like posting where I work. Like,
yeah, I don't post where I work at all.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
I don't even like telling people what I do. Not that I do anything crazy.
No, right.
But it's just, you don't know people's intentions anymore, you know. And what I do, like, I've had some crazies, you know, so they'll show up to my job, you know, upset about something or whatever. And I'm just like, I don't need you to know.
We're not doing that.
Yeah. It's weird out here. So.
People are weird as hell.
They are. All right, girl. I think we should wrap this one up?
Yep, we can.
Okay. Well, this is another episode of the Cast with Kells and
Emy.
All right, y'all. Peace.
Thank you.
Oh, like, follow, subscribe, all that stuff that Jeff be telling us to do.
Comment.
Notifications. Tell us.
Share.
Yes. Tell us what you want us to talk about. All that good stuff. And yeah, you'll see more of us soon.
Yeah, we're going to do this again.
Yes. Peace. How did I do, guys?